Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is the 16th of January, I believe. The days are just flying by. And we have a busy day today. We are not going to spend too long on the charts today. I've got a few charts to look at. But we've tried again to break it up a little bit. We're going to keep talking about Bitcoin and ETFs. For the love of God, we don't need to keep going over the same thing. So what we are going to do today, we're going to look at some targets. $250,000 Bitcoin. I'm not sure about that one, but we're going to go through it. Crypto and AI merging. What does that entail? We're then going to look at CCIP, the new release from Chainlink. We're going to talk about AIXBT. I mentioned this coin a couple of weeks ago and I bought it. I'm going to show you the chart and why maybe you shouldn't think about buying these types of coins just yet. Some alt picks, which I haven't looked at. Again, I always like to do a little bit of a live stream reaction to suggestions from these so-called experts. And then punks are pumping. We're going to have a look at CryptoPunks. And again, is that a top signal when NFTs start to blow off? You know the score. I hate NFTs. They're a waste of time. You're better off investing in some solid projects overall. But anyway, a few good mornings. Solo Sky, Hidden, Bullish Bull, KB, they're all here. Question of the day, can we break 100,000 today or are we going to struggle beneath it? That is the question. Now, this is not the title of the show. This was the title of the live stream I did yesterday. I am going to bring up a quick tweet about it. Solve Protocol. Okay, it's a Bitcoin lending protocol on the Ethereum blockchain. I covered it yesterday in a stream, and it looks pretty decent to me. I'm going to cover a tweet about it now. We're going to call the stream 100K today. If you're new here, bottom left-hand corner, we are nearly at 100,000. Nearly. Sorry, not 100,000, 190,000. Nearly 190,000. Give us a follow. I'm all over the place this morning. My $82,000 target is going to stay there until the Trump inauguration. And then if it's not a buy the rumor, sell the news event, then I'm going to look onwards and upwards. Good morning, Eugene. Good morning, Kishan. Welcome to the stream. Say hello in chat. I want to try and do some fun things throughout this year in the bull run. And it will require audience participation, okay? And we're not going to do it today, but we're going to do things like ask me in chat 2 coins, and I'll tell you which one I would pick and why. We're not going to do it today. We're going to start it maybe in a few weeks. And maybe if you ask questions in chat, maybe you will win some prizes. We have renewed our sponsorship with Mew, which is positive. And I believe we're about to renew our sponsorship with WolfSwap as well. So good news for the channel as well. So before we get onto the news, let's have a look at the markets. Of course, we are into day 2 of the bullish news. We were down at 90,000. We were out, but like Rocky, we have bounced back. We did break 100,000, but we couldn't hold it. We're back at 99. Ethereum is back at 33. Excuse me, happy days. And XRP, I don't know what to say. It's $3.07. It's up an awful lot. The market cap is getting exceedingly high. And again, nothing goes up forever. That's what I'm going to say on XRP. And we're getting pretty close to what I would say is profit taking. If you haven't taken any profits, I'd think about it in the next couple of months, certainly. Tether, again, the worst performing crypto in the top 10 by far, hasn't moved at all. But BNB back above $700. Solana has reclaimed by the skin of its teeth $200. Doge shouldn't be there. Somebody needs to put that dog down. Cardano 9th, Tron 10th, Avalanche. When are we going to see Sui have a run at the top 10? I think Eric Trump, who is one of Donald's kids, he came out yesterday or the day before and said he holds 4 cryptos. Of course it's Bitcoin, of course it's Ethereum. Then I think it was either XRP and Solana, and his 4th crypto that he held was Sui. Chris, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages, and Mags is here. Chris, I hope you are well. I hope you're well. I hope it wasn't an illness. I was off for 6 weeks, remember? I had my time off. It happens, it happens. Real life gets in the way of crypto. So that's where we are with the top. Let's have a look at the gainers and the losers. Virtuals, the coin that I won't mention is also up. Litecoin is up. Why is that? I'm going to tell you in a minute. AI16Z is pumping. Dog with hat. Again, I put out a little short today. There's an expression in England and it's called raining cats and dogs. And we've got a lot of rain here at the minute. So I made a very quick short giving you my top cat and my top dog meme to hold. Of course, I picked new, and I also picked dog with hat. I think that's going to have a good run. I wasn't keen at $4, $4.20. I am keen at $1.70. I think it's got a good market cap and a good chance of running. So lots of gainers today. I would imagine we haven't got too many losers today. Move is down a bit. Die again. When the stable coins are at the top of the losers, you know as well as I do that it's a green day, and much as I despise the band, you've got to say we are certainly not going to get an American idiot in 3 days' time, are we? So let's move on very quickly. Let's see where we are with regards to the news. Hopefully most of the X's will hold up. Again, we broke $100,000 yesterday. The trading of the ETFs is what's key. And we're not going to talk about this too much, but they go through phases of 10 to 12 green days where they buy more than they sell. And then they go through a period of a correction, maybe 2 or 3 days, where they sell more Bitcoin. And that's having a massive effect on the market. And we're just coming out of a 3-day sales period. It's obviously tied into the stocks. It's obviously tied into macro. We know that. But again, please bear that in mind. I wonder if crypto exchanges kicked out of the United States over the past few years are about to return. Competition is good. This is something that Matthew posted that never crossed my mind. Okay. Yes, I was thinking about the current exchanges that are in America. Yes, I was thinking about the companies that have moved to the UK. But I never for once or 1 minute thought that we'd be looking at some of the exchanges, which I'm not going to mention the names of. But there's about 3 exchanges that spring to mind that aren't in America at the minute that are probably going to come back. Why are they going to come back? Because Trump wants jobs. He wants tax dollars. If you want to build your PlayStations, if you want to build your Xboxes, he's more than happy for you to sell them in America as long as you build them there. He's more than happy for you to build your cars in America. And he's more than happy for exchanges to operate in America as long as they employ Americans. You can call that what you want, okay? You can twist that to be anything you want. But at the end of the day, if your prime minister or your president is not interested in jobs for you in your country, you need to replace him. If Donald Trump wants American work for American jobs, why can't you have British work for British jobs for British workers? It should be the same wherever you live. It's common sense. But for some reason, the left have twisted it into making him out to be some kind of tyrant. I don't see that from the outside. Now, this is a good drawing from Matthew. My target for the end of the bull run is 150,000. His target for this breakout is 150,000. That's a 50% move. That's a pretty hefty move for a, what are we, $2-3 trillion market cap? I don't know. I mean, he is super clever. If we get to 150,000 by April, May, June, I'll obviously have to reconsider. But the issue you'll have there is if we do get to 150,000 by May or June, you're going to get a lot of people telling you that that's the top. And I think it could be the top. But I don't think the top is in May or June. And that's the quandary. Maybe we go to 150,000. Maybe we retrace. Excuse me. And then maybe we run back up to 150,000 in November. That's a possibility. But I don't see us going much higher than 150,000. I did say at one point last year, 240,000 was the top. We're going to have to go some to get there. I don't know if we're going to go that high. Now then, this is the project I reviewed yesterday. I am not sponsored by Solve, okay, or whatever they call themselves. I'm not sponsored by them. I didn't get paid to do that stream. I covered it because I like the project. Now, it is a project that's about to come out. The token isn't live. If you are on various different platforms that I won't mention the name of, you're going to get an airdrop of this token if you hold the exchange token. You're going to have to go and claim it in one, and you're just going to get it on another. What I said in my video yesterday was, I personally would not put any of my Bitcoin into a platform that gives you a synthetic version of that Bitcoin. I've said the same thing about Zeus on Solana. I will not put my Bitcoin in and get ZBTC out. I will not put my Bitcoin in and get Solve BTC out. But what I will do is I will hold this airdrop, because I think the downside is what? That my free airdrop goes to zero. What's the upside? This actually works. They already have 20,000 Bitcoin in their platform. 20,000 Bitcoin, which I didn't know before I looked at them yesterday. So go and check them out. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored to talk about them. But I was very impressed with the project. I think I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. But be careful, because if it depegs, if they offer, say, 5% on your Bitcoin, if you put your Bitcoin in and it depegs, then you have a problem, because you can't get your Bitcoin out. The same with ZBTC on Solana. If you put your Bitcoin in and you get ZBTC and it depegs, so Bitcoin goes to 150,000, but your ZBTC goes to 60,000. Well, guess what? You cash in your ZBTC, you get 60,000 back. That's what depegging is, and it's mighty dangerous. So although I'm going to hold the tokens, the Solve tokens, I'm not going to put my Bitcoin in. You've got to understand the difference. You can't come back here in 6 months' time and say, you told me to use Solve protocol to get 5% on my Bitcoin. No, I didn't. I told you to hold the airdrop of the Solve token. Don't put your Bitcoin near any synthetic version. Now, I don't trust anybody with my Bitcoin, but I do have liquid staking tokens on Solana, because Solana is a lesser asset than I hold. I've got 60% of my assets in Bitcoin, and I think a long-term 20-year hold for Bitcoin will outperform everything. So you've got to look at each asset. Now then, this is the news about Litecoin, which is probably causing a pump or two, and that is that Tariq in chat is going to be happy, because the chances are, we talked about Solana and XRP yesterday, the chances are that Litecoin is going to get its time in the sun. What does that mean? I think Litecoin is going to struggle to get back above $300. It's already $110, $115. Maybe we go to $250. This is short term, by the way. This is between now and the end of the bull run. The end of the bull run, you should have sold everything, okay? But if we get Litecoin ETF in March and April and May or whatever, then yes, it's going to run up. It could do $200 or $300. It's got a smaller market cap than Ethereum and Solana and XRP. So it's going to have a mighty run. And if it smashes through 300, fantastic. Then Tariq will buy 3 Teslas, not 2. But this is the one that people are ignoring. Everybody is talking about Solana and XRP. But if this gets approved in February or March and you buy Litecoin today at $110, I would put my mortgage on Litecoin being worth more than $110 by the time it goes live. Okay? I don't know what it will get to, but it will be a lot more than $110. This is the time where you'll make a lot of money in crypto, but it's also a time where you're going to think that you're Warren Buffett. and everything you touch will turn to gold. A brilliant example of that for those Superman fans out there. Does anybody remember the Superman film where the three baddie Supermen came down from Krypton and they all wore black and one had a beard and one was a woman and one was the clever one? The woman, during the filming, tried to physically hold up the bus that she was going to throw at Superman. And when they said cut, she held onto the bus and she dislocated her shoulder because the crane was making her think that she was a superhero when in fact she was a woman. You are in the bull run. Everything you buy will probably go up a lot between now and November. It doesn't make you a guru. It doesn't make you the best investor to ever live. What it does mean is you'll have more money in November than you have today if you've invested it in some of these top coins. Okay? False sense of security is going to kill you at the end of this bull run. And that's why I will tell you every week that you should be selling by the end of the year, if not October, November time. But Litecoin, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Litecoin is a solid chance of being a success. And we should all, I know I take the mickey out of Tariq, but bear in mind, he was buying it at $40, $50. Fair play to him. He had his conviction. The same way you should have your conviction. Now then, this is the other problem that I have with the bull run. Good morning, Tariq. Wait for the happy news. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. Now then, this is the problem. These people are going to make you hold on for a Bitcoin or an Ethereum or a Solana price that's never going to arrive. I have made a point of telling you that CryptoZaro's George said that Solana would be at $1,000 by the end of last year. He's also said it will be at $2,500 by the end of this year. Why? Why is it going to 12x? It didn't do what he said last year, so why are you going to believe him this year? Because you forgot what he said last year. And this isn't a slight at George, it's an example of every single crypto person who streams. They will give you their opinions. Now, their opinions are opinions. They are not fact. They are not written contracts. And when you see these types of targets, you have to treat them with caution. Let's find out who it is first. Tom Lee, co-founder of Fundstrat Global Advisors, has said that Bitcoin will go above 250,000. He's convinced that $250,000 is still possible. Now, imagine that Tom sells burgers and he goes on TV in his local town. He lives in Arkansas. He goes on his TV and he says, "My burgers are the best burgers in Arkansas. So much so that if you eat my burgers, you will lose weight. You will get yourself a beautiful wife or a handsome husband within 6 months of eating my burgers." What you're going to do, you're going to go and eat his burgers, okay? His job is not to go on TV and tell you that Bitcoin has topped and will go down in value. His entire business is based on Bitcoin going up. So what do you think is going to happen when he speaks? He's going to give you a target way above where he will be selling Bitcoin for his clients. It's just the way it works. Michael Saylor, who most of you probably know, he's not going to go on TV and say, "Well, I think it's topped out, and I think what we're going to do now is we're going to see it chop down to 50,000 by the end of the year." Of course not. He's got 200,000, 300,000 Bitcoin. He's going to tell you it's going to go to $1 million. That's what they do. They're salesmen. So he says 250,000. We're at 90,000. We're probably going to go to 100,000 this week when Trump gets in. Are we going to go up 150% this year? What did we go up last year? 80%? 60%? I can't remember. Take everything you read and hear with a pinch of salt. Again. What? He also thinks the market is still pretty early, and he sees of Bitcoin going to 70,000, even though that says 50,000. He also thinks Bitcoin price could even drop to 50,000 if 70,000 does not hold. That, again, is not a new level. It's just where it touches before it begins its rally. Okay. So it's like listening to a weatherman. It's going to rain, but the sun might come out, and it might be windy, but there might be no wind. So which is it, Tom? Are we going to 250,000? Are we going to 50,000? Where are we going, Tom? Because that's a mighty big range for people listening to you. We're either going to lose 50% in value, or we're going to gain 150% in value. Do you know what I mean? I mean, come on, Tom. Put your poll down. Tell us where you think we're going to go. Are we going to 250 or are we going to 50? I mean, I could do this. This is easy. I'll just make up the name of Fitzgerald Hedge Investment Fund and start going on TV and saying we're going to $1 million, but we might go to $10,000 if things don't go well. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. In fact, if you listen to sports commentators, at least they tell you who they think are going to win the match. You know, oh, I think Liverpool will win 2-0 today. Liverpool will win 1-0 today, or it'll be a draw. At least they give you their opinion, not like Tom. Tom, sort yourself out. Right then, let's move on. I think Bitcoin will let me go more than 145. I think 145. 145 to 150. I genuinely think that's a great return, because we went from, I can't remember if we went down as far as 15,000, but if we go from 15,000 to 150,000, that's a 10x from the bottom. That's good. I don't know why people think it's not. And people are comparing all-time highs with all-time highs. A lot of people, Ben Cowan and the clever people out there, they go from the bottom to the top. So if you look at Solana, Solana went from what, let's call it $10. It went from $10 to 250. That's a 25x. Now that's extreme, I know. But that's a 25x from the bottom. If it does go to $600, $800, that'll be a 60 to an 80x in the bull run. And yes, you have to time the bottom and the top. I know all of that, but come on. Now then, this is a line that I have drawn, okay? Because I can draw lines. And you will see that the line I have drawn needs to be broken. And I haven't seen this line anywhere, and I'm sure KB will tell me what this line is, okay? But I think it's bearish. So basically, we are doing this, which could indicate this. Okay? Now, that's why I've left the 84 or 82,000 on the screen, because we're not out of the woods yet. We're in the range. In fact, we are at the price we were pretty much at the end of November. December, January. 2 months we've been in this range. Does that sound familiar? Because we're in a similar range between March and September last year. So we have to break out. And to break out, we need to go above that line there, which is coming in. Should we have a look? We've probably got to break about 101,000. Okay? Got to break about 101,000 to break there. Again, I don't know what lower highs and same lows is. I know what lower highs and lower lows are, and higher highs and higher lows. I know all of that, but I don't know what the same low and lower highs is. But anyway, that's the figure we're looking at, 101,000. That's what we have to break. And then we will come up. And we're going to look at the AIXBT chart in a bit, and I'm going to show you what that kind of breakout looks like. And I'm not saying we're not going to break. I'm saying that we need to break it. It needs to go. Okay? That's where we are. Now, in terms of downward, I mean, I did draw this line to show that we are putting in higher lows. But I mean, seriously, I am splitting hairs here. That's 92.1, that's 92.4, and that's 92.7. I'm splitting hairs. I'm sure if I did this, it would look a lot nicer. So we are technically putting in higher lows, lower highs. That's where we are with Bitcoin. And again, 106,000, which is the wick, not the wick, sorry, the candle. That's 6% away, 7% away from where we are now. All the people that I'm seeing in Telegram and on Twitter crying. I mean, we're at $99,000 for Bitcoin. I said yesterday, if I offered you a $100,000 Bitcoin, in January last year for January this year, you would have snapped my hand off. Tariq would have gotten a plane, flown over here, snatched it off me without saying a word, got back on the plane and flown away. Okay? Recency bias is gonna kill you. Okay? Now, you have to take as much emotion as you can out of, I'm not going to call it trading, but out of your crypto life. If we go to 90,000, don't panic. If we go to 110,000, don't panic. If we go to 250,000, I will panic. Okay? I will be dancing on camera, singing You'll Never Walk Alone in a Liverpool top, and I will be happy, right? Because I'll have sold and I will be out of this cycle, right? So I am not going to be that excitable little bunny that you see on other streams where people dance around screaming at you that we're going to go 250,000 next week. But when we do hit the targets and we do start to come out, I'll probably be a lot happier. Now then, Franklin Templeton envisions a future merge of AI agents with the crypto ecosystem. This is very, very important for you to understand. I was speaking to somebody yesterday, a very clever chap who is a pharmacist, and we were talking about the threats to different, let's get rid of that, to different structures and systems that exist. And I think the EU are a good example. They see Bitcoin as an existential threat to the euro. They are looking in the wrong place. The EU are looking at Bitcoin as a threat to their control over the money system. Bitcoin is never going to become money. It's never going to replace the euro or the dollar. It's never going to happen. Bitcoin is as close to a digital commodity as you're ever going to get in your life. It can be seen as gold. It can be seen as oil. The big difference is there's 21 million and no more. So it's the scarcest asset that has ever existed, and it happens to run on energy. Where there is a massive existential threat is between AI and the financial markets, okay? And we're not there yet. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and the markets have crashed. But AI is a threat to the financial system. It's not a threat to your job. Arnie is not going to jump out of a portal and start walking down the street looking for Sarah Connor. The threat is the financial systems. Maybe there is also the threat of hacks and things like that, where they can break into your PC. I get all of that. But quantum computing is more of a threat to certain things in crypto than AI. But AI is a threat to the financial system. Now, the merger of AI with the crypto ecosystem is for me, a positive move, not a negative move. Everybody likes to look at the negativity of AI and the negativity about how the world is going to end because of AI. AI and AI robots are going to clean the seas. They are going to plant trees. They are going to create a better world, and they're going to do jobs that we cannot do. They will work alongside us, and AI is going to be the greatest thing we've ever created. Greater than the internet, greater than the wheel, okay? But along with that comes the inherent risks of bad AI. But we don't care about that, because we care about the majority of AI is going to benefit us. Now, in crypto, we have massive problems, don't we? We have the wallets not working properly. We have different blockchains. We have Tariq trying to send me $100, but it doesn't get to me because somebody spoofed my address. So Tariq sends it to a North Korean scammer. AI will hopefully bring all of the UI that you see on an Apple phone, bring all of that to crypto. So you will have an AI wallet that will know I am Mike and that's Tariq. It will know Kishan, it will know Chris, it will know Mags, it will know them all. So when I go to pay the giveaways to people and I say, right, Mags and Kishan and Chris have won, it will go, well, hang on, Chris has changed his address recently and so has Kishan, but the AI bots know what the new updated address is, and it will just make life a lot easier. When you go to play a game that's on Sui and your money's on Solana, we spoke about this yesterday, It will just do all of the conversions for you. That in its basic form is where AI is going to help. But of course, we have lots of different AI. We have social media AI, we've got trading bots AI. I did find it funny, Raoul Pal compared AI trading bots to TradingView, which I think was way off the mark. I know where he was coming from because this guy is a super clever bloke. Anyone that fades Charles Hoskinson or Raoul Pal or anyone like that, anyone that fades them is taking a soundbite of what they've said and then try to use it against them. If you listen to any of these people for an hour, they're clever people, really super clever people. You might not agree with them. I don't agree with Raoul Pal. He switched from Ethereum to Solana and then he switched to Sui, but he's done that because he's on the Sui board, and I would like him to explain why he switched from Solana to Sui and not be affected by the fact that they've paid him to do that, because that appears to be conflict of interest. Anyway, AI. Crypto AI is a novel convergence of AI and crypto. Autonomous AI entities manage tokens, against your social media, and influence market trends. Again, you've got your AI meme coins. You have AI X bots, and then you have your AI trading bots that also tweet and things like that. And they're all exciting things. But like I said to you a few days ago, I don't know if I made a video about it, where you have to apply the same principles to the AI tokens than you do to, say, meme coins. And that is, you're not going to back every winner. You're not going to see the ones that go from $10 million market cap to a $10 billion market cap. You might not see them coming, but what you can do is use the same principles to decide which AI tokens to pick. Now, I've picked two, as you know. No woke AI. I think that's another problem. Oh, also something interesting, really, really interesting that I heard about that it got me thinking. AI that is trained by humans can take on the psychoses and the mental illnesses of the developers. So if you have a developer who is an introvert, who doesn't like people, who doesn't see the outside world, they will train AI, and AI will pick up on their psychoses. The same way, if you got AI and you got it trained by Hulk Hogan, or you got it trained by Alex Jones, it would become a conspiracy theorist, or it would become a crazed WWE wrestler. So the AI system, which is inputs and outputs, if you input your psychoses, you create a paranoid android. That was very interesting when he said that, because it never picked up. And it's subtle, by the way. It's not some crazed scientist sitting in a room trying to devise an AI system that's going to corrupt the world. It's a subconscious thing. And another example of this is somebody asked AI to tell it about Bitcoin, and AI compared it to fiat. And the woman went back to AI and said, why are you comparing Bitcoin to fiat? Bitcoin is its own money, currency, store of value. And AI actually came out and said, I never thought of it like that. You're right. Why did I compare Bitcoin to fiat? Because the person programming the AI taught it that fiat is the base currency and everything should be compared to that. And what she asked it was to talk about Bitcoin. So there's subtle things that go on. And as Eugene points out in chat, there is the problem of wokeness. Wokeness is one of those words. It's been taken out of context. You know, you hear about people called the far left or the far right or woke or whatever it might be. You hear a lot of that. Sometimes it's the wrong way to describe something, and other times it's easy to tar somebody with a brush. And I think the issue with tarring something with a brush is that it loses its impact. So if I said Tariq is a far left loony, and I only called Tariq a far left loony, the impact of that would be a lot higher than if I sat here and said Mags is a far left loony, Kishan is a far left loony. And the problem is, because you tar everybody with the same title, the tag, it loses its value. And that's what I think has happened in this identity politics and this wokeness, is everybody just gets tarred. And it's like, well, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You know, years ago, if you said somebody was R, which I'm not going to say, that was a massive slight on somebody's character. If you said they were far left or far right, it was a massive slight on somebody's character. Now those words have no meanings because they're used all the time. And it's like, stop using words about people which aren't true. Or you know, just because somebody wants, I'm trying to think of an example now. Just because somebody wants to have full employment does not make them a communist. Somebody who doesn't want immigration doesn't mean that they're far right or they're a fascist. That's the problem. It's like, just because somebody's in the middle, everybody gets pushed to the sides. They get sucked by these magnets to the side, far left and far right. And the woke brigade, as they're called online, again, I don't think all of their ideas are unjustified. I think some of them are very justified. But they just go at each other. Crazy. Anyway, so AIXBT, this is an example of crypto. I have skipped ahead on the menu, and I am going to do CCIP, but I wanted to do this while we were still all awake. Now, AIXBT is, from what I remember, a project that was launched off the Virtuals protocol. So Virtuals is like a launch pad for AI projects. And AIXBT, I think I found it when it was about 50 cents, 52 cents. We'll look at the chart in a minute. And I mentioned it on here, and I mentioned it in the OG group. We have a OG Telegram group that only has a very select number of people in it. And I mentioned it in there, and I don't mention them that much outside of that group because I don't want to appear to be a shiller. Nobody pays me to talk about these tokens, apart from Mew, by the way. This token has ripped to the upside. Look, there's a really cute robot, and it appears to be making, what are those? Biscuits or coins? Not quite sure whether I want to eat it or put it in a slot machine. A recent acquisition of 3.47 million AIXBT by Virtuals tokens, valued at approximately 1.96 million, has captured significant attention in the space. I did read about this now, yes. Purchase was a prominent investor, highlights the growing interest in AIXBT, and suggests potential implications for markets. Following the acquisition, the token price went from 55 cents to 74 cents. We'll look at the price in a minute, reflecting the buying pressure. The movement indicated, by the way, this is a pot noodle cup. I don't know if you can see that, okay? And this is the greatest coffee cup I've ever had. I've had bone china. I've had glass. A pot noodle cup. It grounds me and keeps me humble, but also keeps my coffee warm. It's incredible. Probably the fact it's plastic. So, however, rapid appreciation can attract short-term traders seeking quick profits. I haven't sold, and a lot of people haven't sold, very simply because the market cap's not that high on this coin at the minute. The social engagement of this coin, we don't need to talk about this. Let's have a look at the chart. So, this is an example of an AI token. Virtuals is also, I believe, carrying out a buyback. So it's starting to buy back its own tokens with profits. Again, it's like a flywheel. Okay, now this is one of those charts that goes off. Woke is anything I don't agree with. You know what? I totally agree with that, Eugene. I am so old-fashioned. I didn't realize I was old-fashioned until I saw woke. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine that we wanted to remake Beverly Hills Cop. Okay? And to remake Beverly Hills Cop, we were going to go and use Jackie Chan. I would only ever see Eddie Murphy because he is Axel Foley. If we remade Trading Places, one of my favourite films of all time, Eddie Murphy's in that as well. Guess what? I wouldn't be able to watch it because it's not Eddie Murphy. It's got nothing to do with it being of a different style of person. It's the fact it's Eddie Murphy. When you remake a film, a classic, and you remake it with different people. The other example is, what's it called? The film with Arnold Schwarzenegger where they went to Mars and they remade it with the Irish guy. I can't watch it because it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and people are missing the point on this. Anyway, I've gone off on one again. So this is AIXBT, and as I was showing you with Bitcoin, where we're in this channel, the channel will break eventually. We don't stay in channels forever. We broke the 6-month channel back in September and October. So I bought this token about here, I think beginning of January. That's where I bought it. And I didn't put a lot in. I think I said on the stream, I'm not going to invest in anything. Pack my bags in September, October. Maybe pick up 1 token a year, 2 tokens a year. Last year, I bought Ondo and I bought Near Protocol. But I bought Near Protocol by selling Algorand, I think. So I thought, you know what? I've got a bit of spare cash on the side. I'm going to get into this AI narrative. I bought it here and it was really not doing very well. It was down 30%. And then we had breakout and we are now in price discovery. The story I want you to learn from this is that you shouldn't be buying these tokens once this breaks. And when I mean once it breaks, I mean once it breaks and goes here, okay? So deciding that AIXBT at 92 cents is the coin that you're going to buy, for me, irrespective of where it goes from here, I wouldn't buy it. Because what I am expecting to happen, and again, I can be wrong, I would expect it to sweep back down to its previous all-time high. Now, we've looked last year at 20 tokens that did this. Blazelle is the one that springs to mind. I think one of our Telegram group pointed out Blazelle to me. I went to look at it. I covered it on the stream. It did the same thing that this has done, and it just ripped to the upside. And guess what happened? Look at that RSI. I mean, it's at what? I can't even see. The RSI is at 82. If you like or want to get into AI tokens, there's Virtuals, AI16Z. I like AIXBT. There's loads of them out there. But you shouldn't be buying them on the pump. You should be buying them anywhere down here, because this is just going to retrace, and it's not a bad thing. It will come back down, and let's say it comes back down to 64 cents. Buy it at 64 cents. Don't buy it today. Even if this coin, even if that robot turns up at Donald Trump's inauguration with AIXBT, don't buy it. Because all that's going to happen is maybe that. And it will go up and maybe bounce off $1 and then come back down. Now, it can surprise me and I can be wrong. But if you look at most tokens that do this type of breakout and go into price discovery, we saw it with TON, we've seen it with SUI, they retrace. And they don't retrace back to $1. They don't lose 80% of the value, but they come back down. And the reason I'm telling you is everything on X is now AI, AI, AI. All of your exchanges you're on now, it's giving you 20 different AI tokens. That's good. But they'll have pumped because of the listing on the exchange you're on. And all I'm saying is wait for that retracement to pick it up. I've made the video about it. I'm not going to go over it again, but go and watch that video and understand that you shouldn't be chasing these pumps. It's like chasing a tornado. What happens if you chase a tornado and you catch it? You end up 200 foot in the air, spinning around with a sink and a tire and a chair and maybe an old lady, right? You get wrecked by catching the tornado. That's a tornado. Don't catch it. Wait for a retracement. Wait for price discovery to end. Wait for the RSI to come down and buy back in. And that's any token. And they are the basic fundamentals. And so many people get wrecked because they sort the coins by 24-hour or 7-day gains. And then they buy the tokens after they've gained. You buy it before it gains and you sell it after it gains. You buy low and you sell high. It's not rocket science. Now this is, again, I've got conviction in many tokens. Chainlink is one of them. Biggest Oracle, biggest project, makes a fortune. I nearly swore then. It makes a fortune. It's like Richard Pryor in Superman. It takes the 0.0001 cent out of every transaction and it collects them all up and it processes. I don't know if it's up to was it at 1.6, 1.8 trillion or something? It has gone through Chainlink. Well, they've just launched the CCIP at 1.5 upgrade. Again, we don't need to talk too much about this. 11:45. I think we've still got some time. Yes, we've got some time. Okay, we've got 2 articles. Brilliant. If something goes up, it must also come down. Absolutely, it must. Now, the only examples of that don't quite happen is when you've got something like Tesla or a new industry like crypto. Bitcoin might hit 150,000, but as Chris points out, it can come down to 60, 70,000 in the bear market. It doesn't mean what goes up must come down to exactly the price it was before it went up. It will go up 200%, down 100%, no, down 50%, sorry. It will go up 300%, it will come down 100%. It does go up over time, yes, and some of these coins will go up over time, but it's not a straight road, it's a bounce road. And Chainlink and everything else in crypto has experienced the same thing. So this new upgrade has gone live. It will focus on its new standard, which will be to offer developers a wide array of new tools to integrate their token projects. So what is Chainlink's CCIP? It's about interoperability. The 2 most bullish things that I've been keeping an eye on are Chainlink CCIP and Matic's Aglaia. And what they allow chains to do and allow projects to do is swap funds from one chain to another instantaneously and securely. So if you use Chainlink to move funds from Ethereum, let's say from Arbitrum to Optimism, it's instantaneous and it's safe. If you're moving funds offline or online through Visa or MasterCard, it's all safe. Chainlink has created a way to move money very quickly online across chains. And to some extent, Aglaia is a competitor of that. But we don't want one provider. We want many providers. We want 5 or 6 solutions. So this has gone live. And again, this is not going to cause Chainlink to go to the $100 or the $80 target. This is just another example of the fact that these people don't care about bull and bear markets. These people, and there are many other companies like Chainlink, they are building a solution. That solution started 4 or 5 years ago and will take another 10 years. They know they are in potentially a 15-year product cycle. And as we go along, 1.6, 1.8, 2, 2.2, the likelihood is at some point your mobile phone is going to use CCIP to get the funds off your credit card into your crypto wallet on your mobile phone, and you're never going to know and you're never going to care. That's why the likes of Chainlink exist. If you use the internet, I say this all the time, I know, if you use the internet, you will be going over a Cisco router, okay? You might never have heard of that company, you don't care who they are, that's fine, but they provide the backbone to the internet. Chainlink is providing the backbone to the interoperability of multiple blockchains. So, they've introduced a standard. What does that mean? It means other companies will also start to use that standard. So they are setting the standards by which others should also work. And again, it's like self-regulation within an industry. You need self-regulation. They're creating standards and rules that other people follow so other people don't have to think about them. And then the developers come along and they have a toolkit to build something simple and easy, okay? Imagine in the near future, WolfSwap. WolfSwap has the potential to be able to use any liquidity pool on any blockchain if it uses the likes of Chainlink and maybe the likes of Pyth, okay? It's a potential where you're going to get an aggregator that will be able to offer prices of any token on any blockchain. And Chainlink and the Ag layer from Matic are going to make that a reality. So I am massively bullish on Chainlink. I'm going to show you the chart very quickly. I think we've still got 2 things to talk about. I'm running out of time. Always run out of time. By the way, smash the like button, say hello in chat. If you're new and you're scared, nobody bites apart from Tariq. And he only bites when Litecoin is under $100. So, again, these are the charts that we haven't looked at for probably September, October last year. This is where Chainlink got to for those interested in all-time highs, $52. I said a few days ago, most altcoins are never going to get back to their all-time high from many reasons. There are now more coins out there, and also you have this thing called circulating supply. And if there are more coins circulating today than there were 4 years ago, and it reaches the same market cap, so let's say Chainlink is a $10 billion project today, let's say it gets to 20 billion, let's say its previous all-time high was 20 billion, the price might not need to get to $52, it might only go to $40 because there's more Chainlink in circulation than there was. So that's why market cap is also important. But I do think that Chainlink has a chance at $22. If you look at this, at that kind of price action, and you move that along here to there, okay? I'm not Bob Ross, okay? And I'm not expecting it to go to $65, but that is potentially where we are. Where does that take us to? That takes us to September. That's pretty much accurate, maybe. Maybe it is October, September. So that's where I think we're going to go. Now, in terms of buying Chainlink, this is one of these coins that I will buy and sell and then buy back into. We are above the bull market support band, which is here. Happy days. We spent the majority of time last year in the kill zone. That's where you should be buying Chainlink. That was $10, okay? So you've already made 120% profit. If you've been listening to us long enough, and that's going back here, you'd have picked up Chainlink at $5 or $6. So you've already made 400% profit, but it's not too late. It's not too late. Even if Chainlink goes back to its all-time high or near its all-time high, you're likely to make 100% profit in the next 6 to 8 months. And given what was this previous high, it's gone as high as $30. It could break $30. It could go back to $35, $40. We're waiting for Trump. We're waiting for pro-crypto government. We're waiting for Crypto 24. We're waiting for all of this. When this happens, the shackles will come off, because remember one thing, crypto is very speculative, and uncertainty holds things back. And the uncertainty of Biden and Gary Gensler is going to be gone in 4 days' time. Gensler will resign, on midday on the 20th, as Trump's inauguration happens. He will resign. We will get a pro-crypto head of the SEC. We will get Trump and his aides. That speculation that we have right now is hindered somewhat by the SEC, and it's hindered somewhat by Biden. When Trump comes in, the shackles come off, okay? And maybe we go higher than I think, maybe we don't. But speculation in a massive pro-crypto America is a lot higher than speculation in an anti-crypto establishment and an anti-crypto SEC. The mindset is different because you don't have to worry. For example, for the last 4 years, we've worried that maybe Chainlink gets sued by the SEC. From 4 or 5 days' time from now, we will not have to worry about that. So it just takes the weights off the hot air balloon and lets them float a little bit higher. Now then, let's move on very quickly and see where we are. We've got a decent number of people watching, and we've also got a decent number of likes, so this is happy. Anyway, want to double your portfolio, 5 altcoins with massive growth potential. you should keep an eye on during the price dip. And this is Crypto Daily. There's no person for me to moan at. I haven't read these, by the way, but I'm going to do what I did yesterday and give them a rating out of 10. I think we did meme coins yesterday, and the only two I liked was Dog with Hat and Bonk. The rest of them were trash. So let's see what they recommend. Where is the start of Catzilla? No, don't touch it. Don't touch Catzilla. Don't touch it at all. It's a sponsored placement in the advert. Right then, FET. FET is ASI, and it's been struggling. Okay, I said $5 for FET. We have been everywhere between $1.60 and about $2.70. So we've not even come close to my $5 prediction. End of the bull run, I think I said somewhere about $10. I'm still holding on to that because where we are now, we're a 4 or a 5x from there. That's not impossible in the bull run. Why do I like it? Very simply put, it is a coin that combines 4 other companies now. It's an AI, it's an independent AI company, and it has real world use. It's built real world applications, education, healthcare. It's got a lot of use cases. So it's going to do well for the long term. Again, sell everything in the bull run, buy back on the dip. If FET goes to $8 in this bull run or $7 in this bull run, I am selling. And then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to see where it comes down to. And if it only comes down to $3 or $4, even $2, I'm going to buy back in. That's how long term you should play it. If you've got conviction in projects, it doesn't mean holding them through the bull and the bear market. You sell the top, you buy the bottom. If Bitcoin goes to $150,000 and you own one and you sell it, and then it retraces to $75,000, guess what? You can then buy 2 Bitcoin. And then in the next bull run, let's say it only goes as high as $300,000. You'd have $600,000. But if you just held onto your Bitcoin as it's doing that, you'd only have $300,000. So you sell as low as you can, and you buy as low as you can, you sell as high as you can. So yes, solid. I would give it a 9 out of 10. MAGA coin, again, we've talked about MAGA all the time on this channel. I think it's going to run up towards the 20th or the 21st, and then I would sell it. So if you get in now and you pay $2 for it and it goes to 4, you sell it, you take your quick wins. So I'd give this a 6 or a 7 out of 10. This isn't a long-term hold for me, and it's a meme coin. Doge, baby Doge, sorry. I'd throw that one in the bin. Not a fan of meme coins at all. Solana, again. Solana in the long term, where would I say Solana is going to go? $600 without the ETF, $1,000 with the ETF. I've been saying that as a mantra. We are at $200. So to hit my first target, we need to 3x. To hit my second target, we need to 5x. As the bull run goes on, I am less likely to hit those targets if we don't move. But with an ETF, I think it will move. So out of these coins, so it says 5. I would pick FET. I would pick FET and SOL as my 2 November holds, and I would look to flip Trump on any pump on that coin that you can get in the next week. Maybe it pumps into the first week or the first 2 weeks, but I mean, there's no association whatsoever between Donald Trump and that token, none whatsoever. So you know what, maybe he mentions it and it goes up to $10. I don't know, but anyway. Right then, we have run out of time, but we're going to go through this very quickly. CryptoPunks floor price jumps 15% amid speculation of Yuga Labs IP sale. Again, I think the top's in when NFTs start to pump. And I don't just mean CryptoPunks right now, I mean in general. When you start to see Snoop Dogg walking around in a Bored Ape outfit, when you see Donald Trump walking around with a CryptoPunks t-shirt on, when you see Michael Saylor with a pair of shades on walking around with a pudgy penguin under his arm, you know the top's in, irrespective of what I say. Lots of people say that when your gran calls you up and says, what do you think about Bitcoin? That's the top, because that's when retail are getting in. And for crypto people in crypto, when NFTs start to rip, that's it. Now, this IP sale of Yuga Labs is timed to perfection. I talked about this a few days ago. Timing, might have even been yesterday actually, timing is everything. Whether you're a comedian, whether you're a footballer, or whether you are a crypto project. The thing that let Polygon down so far is timing all of their bullish news for the pits of the bear market. They cocked up. Yuga Labs are talking about an IP sale in the final year of the bull run. They have got the right team in there, the right marketing team, because they know that had they done this in July 2023, they would not get the raise they want and not get the money they want. That's why Ripple are probably going to IPO within the next 12 months, 18 months, because Ripple know they've got Trump, they've got the bull run, Bitcoin will go a lot higher, and they'll IP. There's talks of other people IPing as well, some exchanges IPing, I don't know about that. But as far as this is concerned, the rumors were not true, okay? However, don't read into that. It might have been snuck out to see what the reaction was going to be, because maybe there's an airdrop. Maybe there is going to be an airdrop of tokens to holders of CryptoPunks. Maybe that's the case. But again, with NFTs, for me, don't touch them. Don't touch them. They've got a very short shelf life in terms of their price action. They will do very well in the bull run, but you've got a time getting out. If you buy a Bored Ape today at $50,000, yes, you're probably going to make some money in the bull run. It might go to $120,000. Great. Take your profit or walk away. Don't buy it at $50,000 today and then in 2 years' time, look at it and realize it's worth $20,000 and then sell it, because that's what a lot of people did. So again, is this a signal that the top is in? No, it's a signal that there is potential greed on the horizon, and that's the fact that people are expecting an IP sale and a token airdrop or a share of the pie, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, that is enough of me. I've been doing this for an hour. I obviously don't want you guys to be bored to tears. So, a few things before we disappear. What are we now? Are we at 99.2? Did we drop? Did we go up? How have we done? 99.165. Fine. Okay. There is a good chance I'm not going to stream tomorrow. This is my first full week back and I'm really tired. I've already recorded 2 videos today and on the live stream. I've been going now for about 4 or 5 hours. I've got other things to do this afternoon. This stream takes 3 hours of my day, every day that I do it. Getting the stream ready, preparing and going live. So there's a good chance I'm going to have Friday off, but I'm not going to have Friday off. I'm going to use Friday to prepare 2 Wednesday night specials. One is a Mew night, which is obviously our sponsor, and that is going to be, you know, the one thing that annoys me about Windows, it's really, really irritating. In the olden days, you would click on the date, it would show you the month. Now it shows you a series of things that you don't care about. So let me come back to you. Just to let you know that we're going to do, there we go. We are going to do a Mew night, potentially on the 29th of January. So a week on Wednesday, we'll do Mew. Now, between now and then, Abstract is going live. It's a new blockchain, and it's really quite cool. It's a gaming blockchain. A project on that platform has reached out to me and asked me if I want to get involved with their project, which is nice. WolfSwap is going to be an aggregator on Abstract as well. So there's a good chance between now and the 29th, we have another night. And that will be a WolfSwap Abstract night where we talk about the blockchain and why it's good and things like that. So that's on the cards as well. So potentially 2 live streams, 2 Wednesday night specials with the Oracle and me. That's on the horizon. And I'll need time to prepare them. So the nights that we do them, which will be the Wednesday nights, I will not be streaming the Thursday. So if we do next Wednesday and the Wednesday after, I won't be streaming on the Thursday either. I'll have to have a day off just so I can get back into things because I'm tired and I'm old. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I won't see you tomorrow, but I am going to put a video up for the OGs. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Take care. $100,000 today. That's what we need to pray for. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. And if you're an OG, you can always get me on Telegram. If you're not an OG, we have a Telegram group for non-OGs. Come and join in the chat. Ask any questions you've got. Until Monday, have a great weekend. Take care.